Thanks for joining us for the Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer December 2024 survey results. I'm James Mintert, Professor Emeritus in the Department of Agricultural Economics here at Purdue University, and I'm going to share with you the highlights of the December 2024 survey. The Ag Economy Barometer Index declined 9 points this month to a reading of 136, but that left the index still 21 points higher than it was in October. And the decline in the index was mostly attributable to a decline in the current condition index, which fell 13 points compared to last month to a reading of just 100. That leaves that index 5 points higher, however, than it was in October. The future expectation index also declined, but it fell just 8 points compared to last month, and that left that index still 29 points higher than it was in October. The Farm Financial Performance Index dropped back 8 points compared to November, but that was still stronger than it was in October when the reading was 90. The Farm Capital Investment Index declined 7 points compared to a month ago, but that was still 5 points higher than it was a year ago. That reading, of course, this time was 48 versus 43 a year ago. And the primary reason that among folks who say it's a bad time to make large investments has shifted over time. Primary reason they say it's a bad time to make investments is more people are pointing to uncertainty about farm profitability. A year ago, that was roughly 17% of the people in the survey. Here in December of 2024, that was up to 35% of the people who say it's a bad time to make large investments in their farming operation. The short-term farmland value expectation index was lower again this month for the second month in a row, down 5 points to a reading of 110. However, that index is still 15 points higher than it was back in September. We've been asking a series of questions both before and after the election to learn why there was a change in sentiment. The first question was, do you think environmental regulations impacting agriculture will be more restrictive, less restrictive, or about the same 5 years from now? And after the election, it was clear more and more producers said that they look for agriculture to face a more favorable regulatory environment after the election than they expected prior to the election. We also asked about tax rates, and compared to October, more producers in both November and December said they expect income tax rates to be lower in the future than they did back in October. And finally, estate tax rates, producers also said they expect to see lower estate taxes applied to agriculture than they said that they expected back in October. We also asked for the last 2 months now, how likely do you think U.S. agriculture is at risk of a trade war that results in a significant decrease in U.S. ag exports? In November, 42% of the respondents said they thought a trade war was either likely or very likely. In December, that was up somewhat to 48% of producers who think a trade war is either likely or very likely. And then we did a follow-up question on the December survey. Do you think that following the fall 2024 elections, will that lead to a farm safety net that is stronger than, weaker than, or about the same as expected before the election? And over half of December's survey respondents said that they think the 2024 election will lead to a stronger farm income safety net than was previously in place. That wraps up the highlights for this month's survey. You can get more details at our website, which is purdue.edu/agbarometer, and you can also download a set of slides that accompany this podcast as well. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the Center for Commercial Agriculture, I'm James Mintert.